Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons and Deductibles, your favorite game about fantasy insurance claims adjusters. Also, possibly the only game, but we won't hold that against you. I am joined today by my lovely players. I'm going to give everybody a minute to go around and introduce themselves. And this week, we will start with Hannah.
Hi, everybody. My name is Hannah Asbestos Tito's on Twitter and Discord. I play Poppy Pendergast, the Chaos Magic Warlock. She's always floating now because of stress. I wish that I did that instead of was just tired all the time because of stress. So.
Yeah, I agree. Very much. Next up is Robert.
Hello, everyone. I am Robert Dowd, those known on all social medias except for Facebook as Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye. And I am playing Sir Obadias, or Sir Scandalon Obadias IV. He is a paladin of the Oath of Devotion. He is an Aasimar. And he's ready to take on anything evil that might be lurking around the headquarters.
There's nothing like that. I don't know what you possibly could be talking about. Next up is Jake.
Hi, everyone. I'm playing Red Fireson. I'm just getting over a cold, which I think I passed on through the interwebs somehow because that's how biology works in my mind. He's a character who likes to contact other planes and fail saving throws accordingly. So, yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. And last but not least, we have Sinju.
Hi, I'm Sinju, and I'm on social media, if you can find me on. I think I've forgotten to turn it on for a few months, as I am Sinju. That's on social media, I say, but it's really just Twitter. I'm also on Discord as Sinju. You can probably find me there. And today I'm portraying Mildred Crabtree, who is a drunken master monk and a gnome, and she's blue, thanks to Poppy.
What are friends for, right?
Exactly. when you're blue, they're there for you.
That
we have our own resident Smurf.
Like a thing, yes. So last week we caught up with the crew after about a month had passed since the end of the last season. There have been some changes, most notably and importantly that Poppy is now the head of HR. But fortunately for the rest of you, it is performance review season, and so Poppy is following you around in her capacity as manager of said performance reviews with a very ominous clipboard. Karen introduced you also to Red, who is your new teammate for your claims adjusting fun times, and gave you your first case, your first case for this season anyway, which was a warehouse that burned down that belonged to a woman who ran a knitting business known as Sarn's Yarns. And yes, you went out and visited the warehouse, did a little bit of examining, talked to Zephyr Sarn, the owner. Red tried to use contact other plane. It did not go terribly well. Red is now hallucinating a being we are affectionately calling Shmanamana, and he only trusts what Shmanamana says, so that'll be fun. And so that didn't really work. But Poppy talked to some rats who gave you a little bit of a clue, and also there was, I believe, some detect magic done. Eventually, you were able to put two and two together and realize that this woman, Zephyr, got a friend to burn down the warehouse for her, and that she had done so because a mysterious entity, we'll say, that was masked and robed and hooded, basically told her that if she didn't burn down her warehouse and make a claim on the insurance, that they would do it for her and she would get nothing. Whereas if she did it, they would pay her. And that is pretty much where we left off and where we're going to pick back up. So you are still at the warehouse, although you can leave if you would like. And you were just discussing, before when we left off last time, what, if anything, you wanted to do about this situation.
Question. Mm-hmm. Did we all get that memo about how they told her to burn the thing and make a claim, and then they would also pay her?
She said that in front of you, so you should all know. Yeah.
So I think
That sounds kind of like they didn't care about the warehouse. They just wanted her to make a claim.
That, or they want something to do with this location, that they wanted the building off of it.
Just a side note, I think we stumbled upon a really good investigative technique by starting with contact other plane. If that doesn't work, we talk to rats.
Followed with zone of truth. Zone of truth never fails.
Third, then we go to zone of truth. It's contact other plane, rats, zone of truth.
You gonna write a manual?
Yeah, he should. Definitely should.
He's writing his own employee manual.
Well, that shows initiative, so.
So if the contents were not important, then it's either something to do with this location that they wanted the building off of, or it's not like they needed the fire for a sacrifice or anything, because nothing was sacrificed except maybe a small amount of her inventory.
Well, maybe they need the property for something.
That's what I was thinking.
I wonder what's under the shop. Should we do some digging?
Maybe it's not a matter of what's under it. It's just, sometimes you got to burn down some houses to build a new building. It happens. Not that the company has done that, of course.
No,
So,
but
should we get back?
let's talk later about your tree.
My tree is
So
fine.
it's either there's something here, or there's something about the property itself that they wanted or value.
And she's still here, is that correct?
Yeah, she's distanced herself from you a little bit and is standing, kind of kicking at some of the rubble. She looks very unhappy.
Well, I'd imagine she would be. And we already asked her, I vaguely remember us asking about if she knew what organization they were from, and she didn't know. Is that correct?
So you had asked her who this person was or what they looked like, and she told you that they were completely hooded and robed to the point where she couldn't even tell what gender they were or if they even had a corporeal body. So she had no idea who they were.
I do like the idea of prodding underneath, possibly looking for a basement or some sort of indication as to the significance of the land. I think that's a good idea, but I'll do whatever you guys want to do. As I've said many times, with some input from, Shinamina, yeah.
What are they saying?
Just digging, wants to dig.
Perhaps we ought to before we investigate other avenues.
Or we could go back to the office and file the paperwork for the job we just did, or excuse me, you just did, as per your review that I'm writing down right now.
Just a point of, I want to clarify and reiterate, I'm not under review. That's correct?
Oh, no, but you're always observed.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah.
The scrying eye is always on us, apparently.
We know a thing or two because we've scried on a thing or two.
Oh, you guys,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard about that. So you just like visually eavesdrop on people?
I think that's called peeping.
Isn't that what
called
scrying?
appropriate office security.
Scrying is now called peeping. The peeping spell.
It was invented by Tom down in
I was
accounting.
going to say, the only usable by people named Tom.
Administration refers to it as continuous quality improvement, keeping an eye on the product to make sure that's working correctly.
It's QA. You got to do some QA. I mean,
Office security. It's pretty standard stuff. You signed about it in your waiver, your employee waiver.
that you should have, and you've read your employee manual, correct?
No, I just got it today. So I'm still, it's very thick. Yeah, but I still.
He just nods and makes a note.
No, hold on. And he says that, and then just pulls it open.
Trust me, I've gone through it. It's Chapter 9, Section 12, Paragraph 3, Part B.
Oh, scandal on your.
It's right after the section on lack of privacy rights, and right before duties were expected when you are off duty.
Oh, you're a real lifesaver. Yep, here it is. I have read that part now. Excellent.
Very thorough. Well,
shall we start?
Ms. Poppy, we can go and file paperwork, or we can do it at the end of the day, as is our common practice. And meanwhile, we've got time to make sure that our customer has a good experience with us and chooses to stay with us for the future.
Well, she is not a customer, and we will be dropping her considering she just tried to defraud us 2,000 gold.
I think she's learned something, and she can always pay to become a client again.
Yes, but right now she is no longer a client.
But I have a feeling we've not quite finished the job yet.
Also, don't we insure that building over there as well? It behooves us to know what's going on in our territory.
Are there multiple?
You totally want to dig into this. I know you do.
Don't blame me. I'm just making notes.
I know. But I also know you want to play because you miss us.
So do we want to dig, or do we want to investigate the location?
Yeah. Well, Shinamana says he's going to start. No. Okay. Not me. They say not me. They're going to start digging. So.
Well, DM, do I have a shovel in my bag of stuff?
If you want.
Or like
shovel.
mold earth?
Because I do not.
I don't do that.
I mean, I guess it's a question of whether you want to dig or whether you just want to go down. So Waterdeep does have a sewer system. So if you wanted to go find like a sewer grating and go down into the sewers underneath the land, you could do that too. It's up to you.
Good point. We could go down there.
Wonder what would happen.
I've forgotten about that.
Anyway, I don't want other clients to have this experience. I want to root out what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
To the sewers?
So let us find the nearest sewer grate.
It's no trouble for the four of you to go out. Well, I assume the four of you, at least the three of you, to go out.
I'll go. I'm just making notes.
As you go.
She's the tattletale big sister is what she is.
Yeah, you have no trouble going out into the street and finding the nearest sewer grating. So it's like a block-ish down the road.
They keep them locked?
They do keep them locked, yeah. So when you try to pull it up, it doesn't come up right away.
Well,
Can I use my? Would my familiar be able to get? Are there like any holes in the sewer grate?
I'm gonna say no, so you can't see to summon your familiar on the other side.
Okay. Yeah.
Does anyone have a thing that normally I wouldn't use that might open locks?
Yeah, I don't have any tools that would allow us to gain entry, nor do I have any arcane tools.
Yeah. Per my backstory that we've accidentally developed about me becoming from really sketchy people, would I be
I actually
able
just
pick
turn
this
to
lock?
Poppy and hold out my hand.
Would I be able to pick this lock or try to pick this lock with like a bobby pin?
You can attempt it, but you will not get to add your proficiency bonus.
Oh, okay.
But you can try.
Alright. Can I have advantage?
Since
I'm
you
from
asked
sketchy
so
people?
nicely, you can have advantage.
Yay! What do I need? Just pure dexterity
Yeah.
or sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand, but if you have proficiency in sleight of hand, no proficiency bonus.
I don't. It's just one. Okay, so yay! Money to mueves! That is a 17 and a 5.
Okay. So, Bobby, you pull out a hairpin and get down on the street. Are you making any attempt to be stealthy at all? Like, this is the middle of the street.
That's a good point. Do I see any guards? I'm blanking on the name of the Waterdavian.
It's the City Watch.
City Watch, yeah.
Yeah. There are a few members of the City Watch a little ways down the street. They don't seem to be paying undue attention to you yet.
Okay, I will start walking towards them at a slow pace while the lockpicking happens, and if they turn towards me, let me know.
Okay. Poppy, you get out your hairpin and start picking the lock on this sewer grate. You hear a click as a tumbler shifts, and you're pretty sure it's unlocked. About the same time as that happens, Red, you get close enough to the watchmen that they do look up at you because you are walking directly toward them, and that is generally indicative of some kind of need or something like that.
Good fellows, I am Red Fireson. I would like to take a moment of your time, if you have a moment, and discuss with you your end-of-life plans, potentially how you plan to take care of your loved ones once you pass.
One of them leans forward and says, "Is that a threat, son?"
No, no, sir.
This is everything I wanted. This
not
is
a threat at all. No, I'm selling life insurance, arcane life insurance, that could help you and your family in case of anything. Not a threat. Everyone dies. This is a reality of life. And I can offer you some guarantees that once you pass, your family's taken care of. Everyone in Waterdeep passes on at some point, and he pauses and starts thinking about, oh, there's probably a few that haven't, but you know, it's life insurance. You've heard of life insurance, right?
Yeah, of course. The city has a standard life insurance policy.
Oh,
for all of us.
Well,
it's part of
you can never have too much. There's no such thing as too much insurance, because if your family, you know, what's Waterdeep's standard life insurance policy? Like a few dragons here or there every, you know, few months. probably don't even know.
They do look at each other, and one of them says, I think it's a lump sum benefit that I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000, 15,000 gold, something like that.
Well, that's a little better than I had thought, but you can never have too much insurance. Let me just give you my card in case you are interested in covering. I don't know how big your family is. Maybe you want to, who knows how many people this insurance plan covers. If you want to cover your extended family, give me a call and I can set you up with a great plan at a very low rate. Red, did Red receive any business cards?
I was just going to say, you were not given business cards as part of your new hire package.
Oh, my apologies. I seem to have ran out of business cards here. Do I have... I'm going to tear off a corner or two of my manual and going to write my... Hold on. Is Poppy looking?
I'm at the grate.
Yeah, Poppy's picking a lock.
Just
Nobody.
he does have employee ID though, right? He can flash that.
Yeah, he would have an employee ID. Yeah.
But they're not going to remember. Like, this is not just a distraction.
No,
It's
but it makes you look a
potential
lot
sale.
more legit.
Oh yeah, no, I flash my ID when I'm tearing off pieces of paper, tiny corners, and writing my name and ID. What would I? It's not a phone number. I would just put my name, I guess, and
Yeah, you put
Waterdeep.
your name and maybe your cubicle number or something like that.
Okay, Waterdeep Farm and all that. Yeah, I'll do that and hand it to them. And do they take
Or
it?
you could write down an employee who's working in sales.
They will take it, yes. And as you're standing there, you hear one of them says to the other one, isn't that company where the CEO just disappeared? And the other one says, no, I think that was, well, maybe. I don't know. I don't keep track. And
About how far from us are they?
50 feet, 60 feet. Not too far.
Red.
I'm just finishing up here. I'm almost done. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll be in touch.
Have a good day, son. Stay safe.
I will do my darndest. Walks away.
When you turn around, you can see that Poppy has gotten the sewer grate unlocked.
Excellent. And I. Why does it have to make a noise? Should be you shouldn't just put that. Wait for the DM to make it the loudest.
That sounded
Freakiest.
like a dying cat.
It did.
Don't judge me and my voice acting skills, okay? They are.
I legitimately looked for the cat.
She is extremely adequate.
No,
at
there's
voice acting.
there's a dead cat behind the grate.
Surprise!
Okay.
It's actually.
Oh,
silent.
guys,
It's like a
wait,
tiny-
guys, we gotta stop.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
There's let's get down in the grate.
Give her a second.
I'll catch up.
So you go down into the grate. There's no light down here. So up to you what you want to do about that.
I see through my pseudo dragon.
If it has dark vision, yeah, sure.
I think it does. Let me check real quick.
I also have produce flame.
I can cast light on my holy symbol.
Oh, that works too.
That'll last for an hour.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. So you climb down inside, And you are down here now. There is, so it's very much like a traditional sewer. There is a row of like a central channel. The smell is something else, and it is running sort of at an angle down toward what you presume to be in the general direction of the harbor. There is a like a walkway on either side of the channel, and you can see passages kind of spiking off in different directions down here. All different, both directions you look, you can see tunnels branching off.
Do we have a good idea of narrowing which tunnel may be able to head in that direction?
Is anyone proficient in survival?
Maybe.
I am not.
Hannah,
I am actually.
Yeah, well, I got
Yes.
partial proficiency.
Oh,
I
am.
am as well.
In fact,
awesome.
I am proficient in it.
All right, so Red, you're not really sure. Shmanamana points you toward a tunnel, though. For the other
That
three
way.
of you, you're pretty sure if you backtrack about a block's worth of, how many feet that is, something like 80, 90 feet maybe, and take one of the turns that will probably put you underneath the warehouse, or where the warehouse was.
Are we seeing any, graffiti or markings on the? I assume it's like brick or.
Yeah, it's stonework.
walls.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of graffiti down here, actually.
Okay.
It's pretty common knowledge that there's a lot of criminal elements in Waterdeep that use these tunnels and areas beneath the city. So not terribly shocking to see a great deal of graffiti down here. But yeah, you can see it's mostly just, like call so-and-so for a good time, or, so-and-so loves so-and-so, or ignore
Sure.
this guy's a dick. Like, just like basic things like that.
But nothing like. I guess I don't have. Nope, I don't think I would know that. I was just going to ask if there's anything that would stoke my memory, but I can't think of a reason to make.
Do I
so.
see any footprints or tracks that look more recent than others that might be especially leading towards where we're heading?
That's a great question. Make a perception check.
17.
17. Yeah, you look around and you see some footprints heading east, down the tunnel. They're kind of spotty, but they definitely look more recent. You would say the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm. Can I tell by looking at them what kind of footprint? Are they just like standard boot prints or all that, or is there kind of a foot shape to it that might identify them
Boot prints.
race-wise?
Yeah, they're just boot prints. So
Okay.
they're pretty standard humanoid size. You are proficient in survival,
Okay.
so I would say if you had to guess, you'd say that they're masculine. They're like a bigger person, so probably a guy. Not necessarily, but probably.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's nothing terribly, nothing that stands out.
Nothing.
Really.
Nothing remarkable other than they look like standard humanoid size foot. Then okay.
can I get down and sniff the footprints?
We're in the sewer.
I mean, yes.
I'm gonna get down and sniff the boot prints. Do I know anything?
Cholera?
You nasty.
Don't know anything. Cholera? Oh
Smells
my
like
god.
teenage wastage.
Oh dear. Okay, so make me a perception check and we'll see, I guess.
Please be a natural 20.
Okay, hold on. What am I adding to this?
It's perception. So whatever you have for perception.
Not survival?
No.
Not survival?
No.
Okay, it's a 17.
That's still pretty good. You get a faint smell of sulfur, which, yeah, could be any number of things, but there's definitely a faint hint of it.
Right? I lean back up and I go, this smells more like sulfur than the rest of everything around us.
Interesting.
Could be devils, demons.
Can I see whether any of what's on the ground nearby is white instead of in the expected range of shades?
You're looking for something white, you said?
Yeah.
Um,
Bat guano. I'm looking for bat guano.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for that. You don't see anything that looks like that. What's down here is all kind of like a brownish slurry. It's pretty gross.
Okay.
All right, shall we move
Maybe
on?
issues.
Get as close as we can to the location.
Yeah. And on the way, I will mention to Poppy, as soon as we're done with this case, we're going shoe shopping. Because these are done.
I look down at hers and I look at my clean, immaculate shoes and I go, I don't know what you're talking about. This is fine.
Another benefit to levitation.
There are so many benefits to levitation.
That's true.
Actually, do I have? I bet I don't.
All right,
Nope, I don't.
we move on.
You move on. And you get to the point where you think you're about even, like, on the street with where the warehouse is. And now you can look down one of these side tunnels that really ought to put you directly underneath. And I would like you all to make a perception check for me.
That is a 2.
Okay.
15.
19.
21.
Okay. Red, you said yours was a 15, right? Okay.
Yep.
Poppy, I've got to assume you're probably, like, smelling the sludge again or something. Red, Scandalon, and Mildred, the three of you can see that on the ceiling here, a symbol has been inscribed. And it definitely looks to be some variety of arcane. It's not terribly big. It is no more than like 2 hands in diameter. And
Can I make an Arcana check?
you
I was
absolutely
going to ask as
I
well.
would like to make one as well.
Yeah, sure.
Or I can just assist him
Either way,
to give
whichever you wanna do.
advantage. Which way do you want to do it?
I have +8 to Arcana.
Beautiful.
Okay. I'm
roll.
only +4, so let me assist you. That way you get advantage on it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Okay, that is a 25.
Oof. Okay. Yeah. You
It
take
is,
a
huh?
you take a look at this symbol. You're not able to divine precisely what it does. You've never seen something wholly like this before, but you've seen some pretty weird stuff, and there's some pretty weird stuff in your book. This symbol, if you had to guess, it has something to do with leeching away life and vitality.
So Red gets closer to it and looks to his side and says, What do you mean you don't even have? I haven't even seen you pull out your book. You don't even have a book. I haven't seen it in my book. You said you've seen it in your book. It's a life stealing. Shinamana says it's a life stealing thing going on with this. He doesn't have a book, but he's saying it's from his book. I don't know. It sounds right though. It rings a bell.
Can you see him?
Oh yeah. Are you going invisible to them only? Is that a thing that you're doing?
It's starting to, like, I was appreciative at first, but I'm genuinely starting to have questions about whatever you seem to have.
I mean, that contact other plane, it was like contact other plane. The spell did not say contact other plane, gain a friend, but here we are. So.
Yeah, I have like at least like 3 concerns I want to start with. But that's not important right now. Can I look at this?
Yeah, I mean, if one of them points it out to you, you can notice it. Just
yeah,
but like the ceiling.
I just would like to know if we've seen anything similar to this somewhere in Waterdavian Farm.
No, you have not.
Because we have investigated the snot out of that building.
You have. This is something new.
Okay.
All right. I want to cast Detect Good and Evil. I want to see if there's any kind of consecration or desecration that's been done onto this thing.
I'd guess desecration. Taking away life and all that. That's
okay. So I cast Detect Good and Evil.
All right. Hang on, I want to look at the spell just so I know what it says.
It says, if you know there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Yeah. This spot has been desecrated.
More than it would be by being a sewer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's impressive. I'm very impressed with the level of desecration.
Yeah, no, there is definitely something, especially with this spell up, that makes the hairs on your arms stand on end. There's something wrong here, and you think it's stemming from this symbol.
Is it just kind of embossed on the stone, or is it like carved in, or?
It is not embossed or carved. It's drawn on.
So I can't do a rubbing to get it then. Okay.
No, you wouldn't be able to do a rubbing to get it.
Can I copy it with my clipboard, or can I copy it on my stuff?
Yeah, sure. If you want to.
I want to copy the symbol and like have it in my notes.
Sure.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Shoot. I was going to say, I got to learn that trick from Mork where he remembers stuff. But if I remember it later, I can cast a minor illusion and show it to you again so we can maybe link it up.
Sure. Poppy's sketching it down too, so you'll have the both records.
Yeah, drawing is not one of the things I do.
I have Eldritch Sight Invocation, which allows me to cast Detect Magic at will.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to do that for kicks, although I expect...
Yeah, so there is... it's like a faint glow. Enough that you can tell that whatever the symbol is, it's active. But it's not... it doesn't appear to be like it's not raising the dead or anything like that, or it doesn't have any like truly properly active things that you can tell for sure. You're getting a little bit of a necromancy aura, which won't surprise you. You are also getting a little bit of enchantment.
Ooh.
Enchanting necromancy, you say?
I do say.
So I have this gift that I can see specific schools of magic, everyone, and as you can imagine, there's a little bit of necromancy going on here, but But there's also a little bit of enchantment, which was a surprising thing to see, especially since the colors are purple and green, and it's just a very pretty combination. I wish you guys could see it, but I just thought.
You know what it reminds me of? Purple and green. It reminds me of you remember that little the minstrel play that would come from town to town, Barnabas the Dragon? I love you. You love me.
Oh no.
Barnabas the big purple dragon. Know what?
That really could have gone poorly if our DM disliked Barney. Rocks could have fallen on us.
We're in a sewer. We don't have to worry about rocks.
That's true.
know, right?
That's true.
Now,
So Barney taught me that sharing is important, damn it.
from my detect good and evil, the only thing that's pinging is the symbol itself, not anything else within the 30-foot range, right?
Yeah, it's the symbol and like the area around it on the wall.
Can I touch the symbol?
No,
Yeah,
hey.
you can.
I would not
No.
recommend that.
We're okay.
No, Poppy, pop, no.
We don't know what activates it.
Wait, no, stop.
Actually, I am going to send my pseudo dragon Annabelle. I go, hey Annabelle, and she's like fully just one of my shoulder pads, and she comes out. She goes, what? I go, go touch the symbol, and so I send her to go touch the symbol.
Remind me not to report you to the Association for Prevention of Cruelty to Magical Animals.
Annabelle touches it, but nothing happens.
Oh, see, it's fine. I'll put my hand on it.
Boom.
Yeah, make a Constitution saving throw.
No, boy.
Oh, that message
Wait.
right after I said that.
Stop.
Damn it. Okay.
Wait, oh, stop.
Wait. No.
It's what my character
Oh,
would do.
remember, you're within 10 feet of me, so I believe you get, is it +3?
Yes, it should be +3.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, paladins.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that is a
Yeah, +3.
21.
Oh. Cool, so you'll take half then.
I hope it's not like disintegration.
So you'll just take 10 points of necrotic damage.
I'm never this stupid. I'm only this stupid with Poppy. I just want to make that clear.
Hey, Poppy, you're looking a little peckish. Is everything?
Woo! Woo! Wow, don't touch it. No, ow, ow, ow. Oh, that is not good. No. I go and I quietly go in the corner.
Well, fortunately, there's a sewer nearby, so there is a convenient place for you to do that.
You're in the perfect spot for it.
Woo! Okay.
I gotta learn prestidigitation.
Oh, I have that. I think.
I think I do. Hold on. Do it. I prestidigitate this tiny square of disgusting filth away in the sewer.
Nice, yeah. There's now a very clean spot amidst all the grime of this sewer. Well done.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it, guys. It's bad. It feels bad when you touch it.
No, Shanamana, she doesn't have cleaning vomit. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't clean. No, it's a spell. It's just Poppy used the spell. Never mind. It's not worth it.
What does he look like? I'm curious.
Well, he's mostly ears. Kind of like a butterfly head, because the ears just kind of connect in the middle. And then it's really like 5 torsos that kind of go out. I'm not quite, what are they made of? It's none of my business. That's fair. So they kind of go out like I'm not gonna make an analogy to what it reminds me of. Christmas tree, I would say, but there's no Christmas here.
I lean over to Mildred. Do you understand anything he's saying right now?
I understand all of the words, but in combination, it's just.
I was just trying to rack my D&D brain for the analogous Christmas holiday, but I couldn't think of anything.
Saturnalia.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we'll roll with that.
Either way, it looks like a tree.
For fair, solstice.
So
Night
there's
of
probably be a
Winter
solstice.
solstice could be another one.
Night of Frost. We have a lot of them.
And then they float, so it's kind of similar to you, Poppy. The floating.
Okay, I was going to ask. All right, well, we know this bad. Sewer stinky, rune bad, spooky. Ooh.
Hey,
Do we have the ability to? You made magic go away once or twice, didn't you, Scandalon? Didn't you break some magic? This is not my area.
Dispel magic? Yes, I do have that.
Can you do that here?
I can. Let me see here. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within 120-foot range. Any spell 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For anything higher, I have to make an ability check based on my spell casting ability. DC of 10 plus the spell's level. On successful check, the spell ends. So I could try. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
While he's doing that, are they likely to give me 10 minutes to do a thing?
I don't have to touch the floor, so I can just float up here. So, yeah.
I kind of want to identify to see if the sigil is arcane in nature or if it just does an arcane thing.
Do you want me to wait for you to do that first before I dispel? Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. More accurate identification that way.
Sure. And if we don't have 10 minutes, then I can cast it regularly.
Yeah, that's
We've got the
you.
time.
If whatever you want to do.
We'll take the time.
Okay, I'll take the 10 minutes and cast Identify.
I sit cross-legged in the air. My core strength, since I've started floating everywhere, has gotten just great. So I can cross my legs now. It's it's genuinely impressive. It's been.
Yeah, when you first started doing it, you started having lower back stiffness and pain because your core was still getting the workout it needed.
And now it's great.
Yeah, now you're good.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing awesome.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
So I have a piece of information that may change your mind on what you want to do, Mildred. And that piece of information is that Identify is a touch spell.
Ooh.
So in order to cast Identify, you would need to touch the symbol.
What's my constitution like?
I would not.
Mildred, I'm a pretty healthy individual, and I can cast Identify if you'd like me to do that.
No, it's your first day.
That's true.
There'll be plenty of time to get messed up.
She says
Trust
after
me.
a failed contact other plane save.
I'll do it.
Okay.
And I'm rolling a con save?
So if you're still casting it as a ritual, right?
Oh no. What does that mean? It's just every 6
I have to
seconds you
touch it
take.
for 10 minutes. Don't I have to touch it for part of the time, not the whole time?
That would be horrible.
I would say you're probably gonna have to touch it the whole time because Identify is an
Let's do it
instantaneous.
the fast way then. The fast way.
Okay.
All right. Do you want me to spell first then?
No.
If you've got to touch it?
No, I'll take the hit.
Okay. Constitution
It'll be
saving throw.
fun.
I'll lay on hands if I have to.
Oh, come on. Oh, wait, my save is big. No, it's not bigger than that. 11. It hurts.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
It hurts a lot. And
It is gonna hurt quite a bit. It's gonna hurt 27 points of necrotic damage.
Oh no!
Oh.
Ouch.
immediately, I will let out with a string of words that my Aunt Petunia would not be pleased with and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. That being said, you do get a little bit of information from Identify.
27.
You're still not sure exactly what this is. It's definitely not a spell that you've heard of before. But it's probably most analogous to something like Symbol, maybe. That this is... this has been drawn here to have some kind of sustained draining effect. The key thing, though, that you can tell is that it doesn't seem to be anchored to a person or even necessarily to this particular place. Like, you don't think it's gonna, other than the fact that you guys keep touching it, it's probably not gonna physically hurt anyone who comes near it, ever. But it's definitely designed to damage someone or something, and you get the sense that whatever it is, it required some kind of trigger or sacrifice of some kind to set it in motion.
The destruction of something.
Okay, so small recap. The symbol is not put there by magic, and it's not inherently magic, but it does a magic thing.
No, the material of the symbol is not magic, but with the symbol drawn, it is a magical effect.
Okay. Yeah, so whew.
You feeling okay? Don't feel great, do it.
That was not cool.
It's like sticking a fork in an electric socket. Not that I know what that means, because this is Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, I regain 1d8 plus 1. 4. Sod.
You need some more boost?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Because I've got 45 in lay on hands, and then I've got healing hands of an additional 9 if we need it.
Sweet. Save that. I'm sure we will need it.
Okay. All right. With that being done, shall I go ahead and dispel?
Yes, please. That's
all right.
So I relay all the information that I've got.
Okay. You will need to roll for this.
Okay.
So it'll be the D20 plus your charisma modifier.
Yeah. Which is +3. $14.
You are unable to dispel it. The spell fails.
I can do it as a ritual, I think. Hold on. No.
I have to touch the thing.
No, I can just do it as a spell. Dispel magic.
Yeah, if you want to give it a go, you can. You will also have to roll. Same thing.
Did my Identify give me any information about whoever may have cast it?
No.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, so D20 plus your charisma modifier.
That is a 12.
Yeah, unfortunately, your attempt also fails.
Bummer.
That means it's at least level 5 or higher.
As a warlock, I cast it at highest level, so 5th level.
You'd still have to roll.
Oh, wowzers.
Goodness.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, I said it was akin to the symbol spell for a reason.
Well,
Why don't we put some nice orange cones around it?
right. Yes, very good idea.
So no one goes in
Very
the
good.
area.
It's a great idea.
Caution signs, do not enter.
Ooh. Yeah, I would have needed a lot higher roll. Okay. Exit metagaming.
So just keep on massaging that hand.
Okay.
Well,
Trying to get the circulation back.
We've maybe
I
learned
wandered.
how we
I wandered down further just to see if there's anything else besides this one at this point.
Sure.
See if there's anything beyond, whether it's similar or anything else of note.
You know what?
Probably go another 50 feet or so.
Okay.
I feel like I've got some chalk somewhere in this bag, and I want to draw away from the symbol an arrow towards the entrance on the wall.
Okay.
Good idea.
That's a good idea.
And
Yeah.
I'll do that every time we turn a corner.
Scandalon, you wander down this hall a bit. You don't see any other symbols like this.
Okay. Do I see anything else of note?
The footprints that you saw that were recent aren't here anymore.
Okay, they end right there. Okay.
Did they end right at the symbol?
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
All right, then.
All right, this is where they stop. Their tracks do not go any further.
Why don't we get headed back, regroup, wash off, submit our paperwork, maybe do a little research?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I got a bit of a headache, so
Not
I
surprised.
feel like death, you know? So
Should not have done that with my useful hand.
we all hurt.
Yeah.
All of us except Scandalon have taken damage today.
is this a normal in insurance investigations? Is it normal to?
I mean, one time we had to go get a missing forest, and we had to go to a whole different plane of existence to go
A
get
missing
forest.
Refer
Yeah.
in your manual. Refer to Chapter 3, Section 9, Paragraph 4. Expected injuries on the job and lack of workman's comp.
So you're heading back to the office?
Yeah, we'll take our leave from Zephyr Sarn.
Yeah. When you come back up onto the street,
And we'll let her know that we may be back to investigate further, but
sure. You come back up onto the street. There's a little bit of an amused crowd of onlookers who watches you crawl up out of the sewer.
Oh, what? Like you never see adventurers coming out of the sewers in this place before? Come on, it's water deep.
Or helpful insurance brokers. Would any of you be interested in long-term life
Red.
insurance?
Red, not the time.
Well done on the synchronization there.
No. Hey, Shafafana, it's not the time. Did you not hear? Just stop. All right, I can't. I'm sorry about them. It's just.
Did
you know
we
what? They're
miss
very
something?
helpful.
Did we miss something while we were doing our insurance investigating up here?
No, but apparently swear words echo for a long way.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I mean, the grate was just open, so people got curious.
I thought maybe there was some pyrotechnics from us touching the symbol or something up above or something that gathered attention.
No, nothing like that. You can look over to where the warehouse used to be, and nothing really has changed. The only thing that seems to be different is that Zephyr Sarn is actually gone.
Oh.
He left.
Did we, under the table, did we decide that we were not going to tell the Waterdeep authorities about what did we decide?
I
told
was all
her-
for passing it on. We told her we promised we, as a company, would not take our
We
Right.
promised that we would not press charges. We did not promise what the company would do, and we did not promise what the watch would do. But we
Thank you.
promised that we, as individuals, would not press charges.
That's it.
Careful. I don't know what Shafafana did.
Shavafana is in where he's not pressing. You're not pressing. No, not pressing charges. So
Thank you,
Ooh.
Shafafana.
this headache is pretty bad.
Would you like that? Well, can I fix that?
I mean, I took I took a good amount of psychic damage. I can sleep this off. It's like when you imbibe too much, which I don't do anymore. But I have memories, foggy memories of doing so and waking up with bad headaches.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get drunk every night and I wake up with a headache. It's the only way I can sleep.
I wonder what, probably the sleep spell would be the D&D equivalent of like Ambien or something, right?
Yep.
Oh, they like make little tiny pills that have like concentrate versions of the sleep spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes!
that's definitely a thing now. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm writing this down.
but it's probably
it's-
called
it's-
like Selunian or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But what if you're like you have a high constitution and it's just your hit points are way above what the
You just gotta
spell?
get a higher dosage.
Yeah, I mean that's a real thing in real life too.
That's an actual thing. Yeah.
Tolerance.
And testing has shown that
Oh, we have a
the effect
pharmacy.
lasts
Yeah.
longer on women than it does on men.
It's like we're making pharmacy jokes and we have an actual pharmacist in the game. Like,
Yeah.
Y'all would be so proud of us.
whoops.
It's Big Harma.
I have big harma exactly.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah. So
All right,
you,
Once we're out, I try to relock the gates so no one else goes wandering in there. It says, "Oh, look at the pretty symbol."
yeah, you can slide the grate back. You
They'll
do hear like a latch click when
Okay,
you do that, so it's probably locked again.
Excellent.
And then you all head back to the Waterdavian farm offices.
How long is the walk?
I think we said it was like 20 minutes.
Long enough to digitate the stink off all of us, I hope.
Any of you want to fly?
I can float.
I can make
I can-
3 of us fly.
Better save that because we're going to go back out as soon as we've changed clothes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
But honestly, at the end of the day, if you've still got that, yes.
Yeah, we're flying.
Oh no.
'Cause that's awesome.
at the office, do we have any references to concerning arcane symbols and items, or do I need to go to the temple for that? probably?
So you Waterdavian Farm does have like a records department that contains like historical case files and things like that. So if you wanted to, you could go check the archives there. But if you were looking for something specifically arcane, you would probably need to go either find like a library that specializes in arcane knowledge or something like the temple, anything along those lines.
Okay. All right, I'll check to see what we have
Well,
at the office first.
once we get
Second.
cleaned up,
Yeah.
I just pressed to digitate everyone that wants it.
thank you very much because I appreciate it.
Yeah. Your shoes are
Um,
as good as a cantrip can make them.
That sounds like a slogan too. As good as a cantrip can make them.
That's wonderful. So yeah, as soon as we're cleaned up, first of all, we should enter Poppy's drawing into the company records
Right.
and see if anyone has familiarity with it, or if that symbol's already in the records.
Mm-hmm.
And
Agreed.
file.
Once we've entered it into the records, we can give it to Scandalon, who can take it to his temple. Yeah?
DM,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, I have an answer.
Am I done with my my evaluations, or am I going to be evaluating them for a few more days?
You're going to be evaluating them for a few more days, so it'll be about a week. And
Okay. Well,
This is awesome.
I do have to go put my notes up in my office, so you guys can submit all of those. And I tear off the drawing and I hand it to. I you know what? I will submit this into the record myself. I'm going to submit my own sketch,
okay.
and I'm going to go up to my own office when we get there and put away my notes.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. So you have a nice office up on the top floor.
Yes, third floor.
Yep, that used to belong to, I think it was Flack. Yeah. And ironically, given that you pretended to be having an affair with Flack last season.
And I'm sure Office Scuttlebutt has a lot to say about this.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
There have been
Yeah.
a lot of whispered words behind Poppy's back about that.
I have not participated, and I have attempted, probably in vain, to shut it down when I hear it.
Yeah, I would say probably in vain. There's definitely an undercurrent of
Drama.
there, yeah, for sure.
And are there any reference books that Mr. Mayhem or any of the previous heads of the company left over?
Mayhem did not leave anything behind, and that's not terribly surprising, given what you know of Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
Flack and Floria and Godwin would have left some stuff behind.
I want to go through the stuff that in my office that Flack left behind and see if I can find anything about since you said the symbol wasn't inherently magical, the spell or something that sounds like this, similar fraud cases that we've had before.
Okay. And the rest of you are going to the records room, yes?
Should we file our decision on the claim?
I'll take care of that if you want to go to the records room and Scandalon can go to his temple.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
We'll split. We'll meet back here.
Let's do
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Let's meet back at the cubicles. I need to stop off and get a taco.
it. You have tacos?
We have in-house tacos.
That's
Mort would
amazing.
absolutely have done that.
The one,
Please don't tell me the shells are made with the leftover oatmeal.
They are not. Mork is very particular about tacos, and
Yep.
it's the one thing you can eat in the company cafeteria that will not make you want to die.
I think Red would like oatmeal, though.
there is stale oatmeal always available in the break room.
Always stale. Always stale.
Exactly. But no, it is perpetually Taco Tuesday now.
That is amazing.
Thanks to Mork, the new CEO,
Yep.
who loves
Those halfling delicacies.
That makes all the, non-coverage of everything else just worth it. Honestly.
Much like
fine,
Mayhem.
tacos.
Much like Mayhem, we're now all here for the food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we will go one at a time, and I guess we'll start with Poppy. So Poppy, roll me an investigation check as you kind of peek through all of Flack's books.
Alrighty. And I believe I have a -1 modifier to that.
That sounds great.
Investigation, you said?
I did.
It's actually a 0, so 14.
Okay, 14's not bad. Yeah, so Waterdavian Farm's been around for about 50-ish years, something like that. As you are looking back through Flack's records, you do find that in their early years, like years like 3 to 7, more or less. Like, so still not quite when the company first started, but pretty close. There was a rash of fraud cases. The percentage of fraud cases spiked, quadrupled, and they never were able to 100% figure out what was causing it. It was definitely, they definitely suspected that someone or something was behind it because it was just so unusual and it lasted for a sustained period of time. But they never quite figured out who or what was doing it. And they ended up solving it by Mayhem working a little bit of his contract magic, such that contract signed with Waterdavian Farm could no longer, essentially, you couldn't make a fraud claim anymore, because that would be a violation of the terms of your contract.
So now that he's gone.
And he's gone now. So whatever protections he had put in place, even though Mayhem himself is still alive and presumably out there somewhere, it looks like whatever spell he was powering that kept everything from falling apart is no longer there.
Get a clause. Go ahead.
I said, so you said it was like several years that this was happening?
Yeah, so this went on for a period of about 3 years before Mayhem finally got fed up enough to do this big contract magic working, essentially. And, he is, at this point that he is some variety of fae. So contract magic definitely seems like that's in the cards.
Mm-hmm. All right. I am going to make a note of that, and I'm actually going to send a note via my secretary to Mork to let him know. I don't expect to get a reply because he doesn't reply to anything nowadays, but I send a note to Mork to alert him on the situation and the context of the situation.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see if he responds to you. But yes, he is very busy, so maybe.
Busy. We all know he's having a panic attack at all times in that office.
He does have frequent panic attacks, but he does actually have quite a bit to do. Yeah, so we will go. Who wants to go next? Anybody?
I'll go.
Okay. Yes, so you go back to your temple. What did we say the name of your high priestess was? It is not coming back to me.
Oh. Is it Delilah?
No, it wasn't Delilah.
Oh, that's a different archer.
Really bad. I can't remember. No. It's really bad. I can't remember. Was it Portia or something like that?
Priska?
That sounds close. We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
I think you're right. I think it did start with a P.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you return to the temple, Priska is leading a worship service for Helm. And, you can kind of wait quietly in the back until...
Yeah, I go to the back, take my whatever helm or chainmail I have on my head off, and then I kneel as well as the service is going on. You
see her eyes kind of lock on you for a second, so she definitely knows that you're here. But she concludes the ceremony. It takes about like another 10 minutes or something like that. Impeaching Helm to or beseeching Helm, rather, not impeaching. God, things on the brain.
He just wants to make Waterdeep great again, okay?
Beseeching Helm to protect the city. Wow, that was a Freudian slip. And when she's done, everyone starts to disperse a little bit. And she, still wearing kind of her formal ceremonial robes, comes over to you and she says, "Welcome again, Brother Scandalon. Is there something amiss?"
there could be something happening in our investigation of a claim dealing with the burning down of a warehouse a few days ago. In the cellars underneath, we found an arcane symbol that, in our investigation of it, has the ability to be used for leeching life away from a living being. And I show her my copy of the drawing of the symbol. Have you seen anything like this before in your work?
Make an insight check for me, Scandalon.
Hoorah.
Natural 20.
Nice. Yeah, so if you didn't know your high priestess so well, you would not have caught this. But when she looks at it, you can see this very subtle tightening of all of the muscles in her body. She definitely knows at least something about this, and she does not like what it is. And she takes the scroll or the parchment from you and rolls it up. And she says, this is not the place to discuss such matters. Follow me, please.
And I do.
And she'll lead you back into the cloisters to her private office.
Yeah.
Which you've been.
We've had discussions like this before, so I realize it's something.
Yeah, it's something serious. She doesn't.
Pretty grave and not something you want someone overhearing.
Exactly. Yeah, this is definitely the treatment you get when you've brought something to her that is beyond what she considers good for any normal, average, passing person to hear. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so you get into her office, and she shuts the door and sits down, almost slumps in her chair a little bit. And she says, you said you found this in a sewer.
Yes, directly underneath the burned down building. Basically, the case is the owner of the building was told to either burn it down in order to get the insurance money, or it would be burned down for her.
I suppose that makes sense. She unrolls the symbol, and she touches a couple of lines just sort of to indicate to you, and she says, this is infernal magic. The sort of thing you can really only do if you've got some kind of devil supplying you power. Mm-hmm. We saw a few of these. We have seen a few of these in the past. They are not harmful in the sense that they are harmful directly to people. They unless you touch them or try to damage them in any way, they're probably not going to physically hurt you. What these symbols are typically used for, and what we've seen in the past, is for a form of corporate warfare. With enough symbols like this, powered by something detrimental, you can drive a company out of business.
Interesting. So instead of leeching the life out of the person, leeching the life out of the business.
Exactly. It's related insofar as, businesses have their own sort of lifeblood and coin and cash flow, and
right.
This magic is able to take advantage of that. And the reason The reason we dislike it so much is because this sort of magic has been used in Waterdeep in the past to put other companies out of business. Companies with hundreds of employees. It destroys a lot of livelihoods.
I tried to dispel it, but I was not able to.
It's a valiant effort, Brother Scandalon, but this is not a trifling matter. If you let me know, if you can tell me where you saw this symbol, I can send. I might actually have to go myself to try to remove the symbol.
I give her directions on where we were and where we went inside the sewers underneath to find where it was.
And she'll take plenty of notes.
Yeah. And there is one of my compatriots used some chalk to mark an arrow at the site that points back towards the entrance to leave, in case people get disoriented.
Good. I will definitely see to it that symbol is scrubbed. We don't want many of those cropping up, especially
Yes.
given how many employees your company has. It would be rather troubling if it went out of business, especially now that we are finally cleansing some of the evil that has
Exactly.
previously been endemic.
Because this place was just a yarn seller and distributor. Supposedly, according to the owner, not a big fish in the market. But I do not know enough about that those business groups here in Waterdeep to know how big of a fish she actually was.
Could actually be Waterdavian Farms that's the target. Hard to tell with something like this. It was located at the warehouse, but you said that the warehouse owner was trying to commit fraud, right?
Yes. So that would leech life from the company.
Exactly. We'll try to get rid of this particular symbol, but keep your eyes peeled.
I will.
And if you find any more, do let me know.
As soon as we run into any more, I will definitely let you know, either by myself or by courier, using the usual concealed messaging.
Excellent. May Helm's protection go with you, Brother Scandalon.
And you as well, my priestess.
And with that, we will go ahead and stop and take our mid-session break. So come back in like 10-ish minutes, and we will be back with some more Eldritch fun with Dungeons and Deductibles. So see you in 10 minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons and Deductibles. We are finding out that there are terrible evil symbols in Waterdeep. Oh no. So we have Mildred, who is doing paperwork, and Red, who is going down to the records room, right? Okay. So Mildred, do you have anything in particular you want to cover as part of your,
Along with the regular paperwork, I'm also submitting a notice that we'll continue to investigate this because we want to know that future clients are not going to try and submit fraudulent claims. We'd like to stave that off. So we feel that spending the time will save the company money in the long run.
Okay.
That should give us a few days at least before anybody comes barking at us.
Yeah, so you spend like an hour or two, doing all of your forms in triplicate.
Taco in one hand, pencil in the other.
Yeah, you get a taco from the break room.
Amazing.
I'm a multitasker. Wait till
Yeah.
you see what I do with oatmeal and coffee.
Filling everything out. It's all good. Jake, well, Red, technically, you go to the records room, which I would expect that Mildred would point you in the proper direction. This is a rather cramped chamber that is just filled with shelves. And on these shelves are those like banker's boxes, just stuffed full of files everywhere. There's like, it truly looks like there's no more room in this place. And yet, as far as you know, this is the only records room in the building, so they must be finding room somewhere. There is a counter with a little bell.
And Red, when Mildred would have, or Poppy would have been talking about the records room, he would have half expected waiting for like some sort of quick hint as to how it's organized, but wouldn't like bring it up. If they didn't bring it up, he'd just act like he could handle it because he should be able to figure it out. As soon as you get in there, just be like heavy breathing, like, oh no. Just like, ooh, okay. And sees the bell and taps it, gives it a good old tap.
Yep, so there's like a little ting noise. And you hear from somewhere back in the stacks, you hear, coming! And then you hear a very loud clattering noise.
Do you need help back? Do you need help?
No, I've got it. I'll be there. Give me 1 second. It's a little bit muffled. After a few minutes, a gnome appears. She is
No relation.
smallish as gnomes often are. She has like a librarian chic kind of look going on. She's got a little bit of a name tag that says, like, hello, my name is on it, but it's got like the Waterdeep Farm logo and everything. It's nice, probably came from the store. And the name tag says Evie on it.
Hi, Edie. I'm Red Fireson. I'm new here.
Hi, Red. I hope you're enjoying your new job.
Yeah. Just have a bit of a headache at the end of the day. Just kind of tired, but everything's going great. Everyone's been very nice.
You might be reading too much. I get those.
Oh man, I don't think that's it, but it will definitely be the case after I dig into that employee manual. But anyways, I need to research a symbol.
Okay.
And it looks a little like this. And I show a copy of what it looks like. And if you could give me any sort of direction as to where I might start looking.
Well, we have a set of files that are on arcane cases, so you could look there. That'd be one place. There are some files on what kind of case was this? Where did you find it?
This was a claim for a fire that turned out to be fraudulent. And this was underneath the house. And it has some sort of necrotic and enchantment
Okay. Well,
thing to it.
You could check. You could check the arson files. So that's another box, and then we have the fraud files as well. So that gives you 3 places to start. Would that be good? I could bring those out for you.
That's fantastic. Let's start with the arcane cases.
Okay. If you want to have a seat, and she points, there's like a little tiny table, like off in the corner. She says, "We don't have a dedicated reading room, unfortunately, but I'm not supposed to let you take these records out of here."
That's okay.
Okay.
I can stand.
Give me 1 second. And she disappears back into the stacks, and you hear some like thumps, and you hear what sounds like metal banging on metal. Some pretty strange noises coming out of these stacks. And then she returns. She's carrying a banker's box almost as big as her. She's got it like balanced on her head basically as she brings it out of the stacks and sets it onto this counter. And she says, "Here you go. This is the arcane files. So this should be everything we have on cases that have to do with the arcane."
Okay. Thank you so much for your help. I will get started on this.
You're welcome. If you need anything else, just ring the bell. I've got some filing to do.
Thank you so much.
And she will dash back into the stacks.
Okay. I will dig in with the help of Shafafana, which should probably not help.
Yeah, there's not really an argument to be made that Shafafana is assisting this endeavor.
No, I was just like, maybe he'll, I don't know. Who knows?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you go through all these papers.
Okay. Boy, not good. I have good investigation, but I rolled a 3, so that's an 11.
You glance through these cases. You don't really think this is what you're looking for. You're seeing a lot of references in here to things like wizards who accidentally permanently polymorphed themselves and now can't turn back, or like spells that exploded and took out wizards' labs. There's a lot of wizards doing really bad stuff. You know, things of that nature. You do find the case that of the lost forest that you heard Poppy mention. You do find that record here.
Can I look into that and just like get a quick synopsis of how a forest went lost?
Yeah. So you find the file is pretty complete. It talks about what the case was. It was for a druid who took out an insurance policy on her forest. And the forest just vanished overnight, and Poppy, Mildred, Scandalon, and Mork, who is now the CEO, all went out to investigate. As it turned out, the forest had been pulled into the Shadowfell by a town of Shadar-kai, who needed the wood to build fortifications. They were being attacked by some demons and had not received any assistance from the Raven Queen yet. And the team, you see a note in there that the team essentially fought off the demons and then got the Shadar-kai to agree to release the forest. I'm sure on Mildred's notes there's some description of how awesome it was to be polymorphed into a T-Rex and fight demons.
Whoa, that's super cool.
So so that's the summary of that particular case that is in there.
That's awesome. Okay. And then he'll put that away and ring the bell and ask for the arson arson box.
Okay. Edie takes the arcane files, runs them back, returns after some bangs, and God only knows what's going on back there. Returns with another box, same size. And what you notice is that these boxes aren't the same size on the inside. They're not quite the same as a bag of holding, but they definitely have a little bit of extra dimensional space in there to make sure that all of the files fit.
That's excellent. So they're like banker's boxes of the TARDIS brand, I guess.
They're TARDIS brand.
They are the dreaded box of filing.
The box of filing. Yeah.
Filing. That's definitely what they are.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me another investigation check as you peek through the arson files.
Okay, much better. 22.
Nice. Okay. So arson is fairly common, or at least, fire damage is. Not really surprising. So you have to peel through a lot of these case files before you find anything that looks familiar. You find, though, a rash, very early on, very old records, but you find a rash of fires that were also fraud. Pretty early in the company's history. There were one or two very close to the founding of the company that seem normal enough. And then from like year 3 to 4 or 5 of the company's existence, you see a very just a rash of them, of buildings burning down, claims being made, and only on one of them you find a note that says that a symbol was found near the site of the fire, but they were unable to make a connection to the fire itself.
Can I jot down the address of this place as well as the main people involved, as well as the person who made the file? You can involved with. Yeah,
you can copy down all that information, no problem.
Cool.
The building is a building in the dock ward, and it was a cargo warehouse that was used for for shipping. Essentially, as things come in, Waterdeep is a big trade hub. So it was actually used for warehousing. It was not used to store just like one merchant's goods. And so the case is something like 35 years old. But it's a company that you've never heard of before.
Okay. And okay. So what was the third box Edie mentioned?
The fraud cases.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that one as well.
Okay. Edie brings you the fraud box, and the first thing you notice is that it is covered in a layer of dust. It doesn't look like anyone's really been in here in quite a while.
Any chance I can finish filing paperwork and go down and help him search that box?
Yeah, if you want. You can.
I would like to.
You can. He's probably spent a good hour or so at this point going through these files. So if you would like to show up as he's getting this third box, you are welcome to do so.
I would like to help him and give him advantage on searching.
Yeah, that's fine. So you have to kind of blow the dust off and start digging through the files. There are noticeably fewer files in here than there were in either of the other 2 boxes.
Because of Mayhem's magic.
Probably yes. Although at this point we wouldn't know that because only Poppy has found that information.
How long was Mayhem on the board? From the beginning, or
From the beginning. So if you remember from last season, the board was essentially using potions of longevity to keep themselves
right?
young. So there has never been other board members before until now.
Okay.
The only one that it wasn't on the board was Nate, because Nate left the board, but he was the only one. Otherwise, the board's been static.
He's dead, right?
You're pretty sure, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, we went to talk to him, so we called attention to him, so probably.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, yeah, I will investigate this small box.
Go for it. You have advantage because Mildred is helping you.
23. Thank you, Mildred.
I got research muscles.
There you go.
All right, so you look through this box of frauds, and you notice that, similar to the note you found on that one arson case, you are seeing occasional mentions of a symbol being found at each of these fraud sites.
Yeah, I'm relaying this to Mildred, obviously.
And Red, you've spent enough time in Waterdeep to have at least like a vague idea of where some of these are. And when you think about where these different locations are, you are pretty sure that they are a rough approximation of the symbol writ large.
Okay.
It's not perfect. You think maybe it wasn't complete, or maybe there are just some cases that don't mention the symbols that there were symbols and they just weren't found. But there's definitely a suggestion of that shape.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did Red say this aloud?
Oh yeah, I'm freely sharing everything.
Okay. Mildred takes another file out of the box and adds it to the pile. She grew up here too, so I'm assuming that she also knows that it's within that pattern.
Yeah, I mean, if you have grown up here, then yeah, you would know enough about the geography of the city to probably draw that connection.
So she'll look up over her enormous. Actually, no, she's switched the enormous glasses for glasses of justice now. Hey, makeover. You know how it is.
Glasses.
Makeover.
So she looks up over the glasses of justice and says, I wonder if the other insurance agencies in town would work with us. I'll bet they could fill in some of the blank spots on the map.
Yeah, how's the relationship with with other insurance companies?
Well, the insurance companies themselves don't matter. What matter is ED counterparts and receptionists.
Right, other EDs.
Records keepers and receptionists have a network.
I will also convey the information I found out searching through the arson box to Mildred.
That's interesting. You know what? 1 second. Ms. Edie, do you have a map that we can keep with us? I'd like to make some marks on one.
Just a map of the
If you have
city?
a spare. But only if you have a spare that we can mark up.
Hang on. And she darts off into the stacks Once again, you get very strange noises. And she comes back a moment or two later with what is definitely like a tourist's map of Waterdeep. So this is like, it actually has like Waterdeep Department of Tourism like stamped on the bottom corner. But this looks like a theme park map, like where everything is sort of stylized and cute, like, you know, here's the spires of the morning, and there's like a cute little illustration, and it's like, here's the city of the dead, and there's like a little mausoleum, and
Slightly off proportions, probably.
yeah, and like all the statues of Waterdeep are like, there's little drawings of those too. Like, here's the sleeping lady, and there's like a little drawing. So it's not the most accurate map geographically, but it's like a
If
decent
the outline is accurate, that's all I care about.
She'll hand it to you, and she says, "Will this work? That's all I've got."
Then yes, it'll work. And thank you so much, Edie. Listen, are you friends with anybody over at other insurance companies in town?
Oh, yeah.
Other record keepers, receptionists?
Oh yeah, my in fact my cousin works at All City Insurance.
That's wonderful. Can you contact them?
Oh sure. Do you want me to let them know you're coming to visit?
Thank you so much. We have a plan, and we think that we can save all of our companies a lot of money if we're right about what we think.
Okay. I'll let her know you're coming. I don't know how much she'll be able to help you because it's a competitor technically, and we could get in trouble for that. But I will say something.
Do you have extra copies of this map?
Yeah. Do you need more?
How many insurance companies are in town? Like 4?
Yeah, I think there's like 4 or 5.
6 maps.
Okay. And she goes back and comes back with a few more maps for you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Edie. I owe you a latte.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and
Thanks a lot, Ted.
Uncle Pine says that you left something. You know what? Let's handle that outside of business hours. But come over for dinner, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Are all gnomes in the city related?
I don't think that's the intention.
Oh, okay. Whoosh.
So I come back with all the maps, and we can sit there and mark up 2 of them to have just the Waterdavian farm marks. And I'll write master on one of them.
Okay.
I tuck them all away in my bag. Okay, let's go. Well,
You know what
we should pick up Scandalon and Poppy.
Yeah. You know what I can do, Mildred, if we go visit these other insurance companies, we can find out what another person like us who works there looks like, and I have this mask that I can put on that disguises me, and I can look like just about anyone.
That's really cool. We'll try it the honest way first, but if it doesn't work, keep that in your back pocket, because that's a really good idea.
That's exactly where I keep my mask.
I didn't know that. I just wanted to be clear that I didn't know that. It's just an expression. Okay, let's go meet up with Scandalon and Poppy.
Excellent.
And as you go, you're probably familiar with small people. She has a tendency to skip when she forgets herself.
Like fast skip?
You know how little kids skip when they're walking next to really, really tall adults?
Yeah.
Because they can keep up easier that way?
Okay.
She does that unless you're like right by open doorways, and then she slows down, and her little feet just go like that.
Excellent. I will yeah, where's this taco? Is it like unlimited taco stand, or how does this work?
Oh, well, there's the cafeteria. Basically, only one thing there is really worth eating, because everything else will make you, a little bit dead inside. but the tacos are delicious because Mort cares about us, you see. But Scandalin has also made a map of all the taco stands and restaurants in the city as well. So,
And it's hidden in my desk, but you probably have more. You could probably more than easily be able to find where I've got it stashed away.
I know where he keeps it, but I think it would be nicer to ask.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So, but the other stuff, is that an expression, or does it literally have this negative effect on you? The oatmeal, I think you've mentioned. Someone's mentioned.
well,
the other food.
Let's table that and just go and find our team,
Okay.
and we'll go to the cubicles.
Okay.
And I will not go fishing in Scandalin's desk because I believe in inviting people.
All right. Scandalon and Poppy. So are you both coming downstairs to meet them at the cubes?
Yeah, as soon as I finished my meeting with the head priestess, I would have headed directly straight back to the office.
Cool.
Do I have an magical intercom? system
Maybe
that I can
stopping
call
for
people
to
up to
get a
intercom?
bag of 6 tacos on the way.
Seems legit. Poppy, what were you saying?
Do I have a magical? Is there like a magical intercom system that I can call people up to my HR office?
Oh God. I want to say yes, but this feels very dangerous. Okay, there is an intercom system, but it is not your intercom system. So it is run by one of the receptionists. So you can go place a request to have an announcement made over the intercom.
Whose receptionist is she?
It's Mork's receptionist.
I will go over to Mork's receptionist. Is she the same girl that was there for? I go, hey, Carol? Hey, buddy. I need to call up some folks up to my office, to the HR office. Could you do that for me?
Well, of course, Poppy. Who do you need called up?
I need Scandalon, Mildred, and the new guy. I think his name is Orange.
Which new guy?
The one that started today at claims adjusting.
Oh.
Taking over my old spot.
I Poppy, I don't technically work for HR, so I don't remember. I don't know what his name is. I don't get those notices.
Well, here, let me just do it. I kind of like lean over the desk.
No, Poppy, you're not. Mork said I'm not allowed to let you do that.
I press the button. Could Mildred, Scandalon,
No,
and the
Poppy,
new
no, you're
guy-
not supposed to.
Could the new guy please come up to the HR office?
This is highly inappropriate.
Thank you.
And the three of you,
No tacos for you.
the three of you hear this come on over the intercom just like that. Like, you hear Poppy talking, and then
Yeah.
somebody else who Scandalon and Mildred would recognize as Carol, trying to stop her from talking.
Mildred
guys-
simply reverses her pathway and says, "Come on, we're going to pick up tacos for apologies."
Okay, that sounds good. And you guys notice that Red's normally upbeat demeanor is slightly deflated by the new guy comment, but he's trying to like hide it.
She's really bad with names. It's not personal.
No, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not personal. I'm new. It's just to take some time.
You don't even want to know how long it took her to remember that my name wasn't Mildew. It's okay. So we stop and pick up maybe, 30 tacos because we're going to need some for each of us, plus some for Carol, Tina, and some for Mork because he's going to smell it and want some.
That's fair. Yeah, so are you dropping off some tacos at Mork's office?
Yes, some for Carol, Tina, Anna. Carol, Tina, Anna.
Her name just keeps changing.
We have no idea what her name is.
What her name? I cannot remember what her name actually is. Like
We didn't expect her to last this long, so we didn't bother learning it.
one day she's
rough.
gonna be like, guys, my name is Christine.
I mean, now I'm just picturing Archer and Carol, who has like 10 different names over the course of the show. Anybody else watch Archer? No? All right.
I need a light.
Yes, no, I love Archer.
Anyway, yes. So you drop off some tacos there, and then proceed onward to Poppy's office, which is just down the hall. And yes, you are met there, I assume, by Scandalon, who also has tacos.
Tacos.
And you just have a whole lot of tacos in Poppy's office.
Excellent taco time.
We apologize to Carol Tiniana with tacos. Apology tacos. I'm sorry, tacos.
Apology tacos?
Well, because of the sound system thing. We know what happens.
With extra condolence sauce.
Condiment. It's spelled condiment. Okay, no.
Condolence condiment.
Yes. Extra condolence sauce.
So yeah, you go into Poppy's office. Poppy, I assume, is waiting for you.
Yes.
Poppy, Red, Fireson, Mildred, and Scandalon are here.
Thank you. And I'm sitting behind my desk, and you can't see it from this side, but my little legs are swinging off the chair. And I look at all of them with my hands folded on my desk. So I think we should all share. Oh, tacos. First,
Share while we unwrap tacos.
I'm going to eat a taco. So, learn. So, Mildred, why don't you begin?
Right. Well, I filed paperwork. That's all taken care of. I've also submitted the information that we're going to keep investigating just so that we can reduce the company's losses over time with these fraud cases. So we have a few days before anybody starts barking at us. Thanks to Red's excellent research, we also found several interesting cases. And here's what we put together. Red, would you like to present this? It was kind of your idea.
Yes, I would. Red Fireson would like to present this information.
There you go. I'll spread out the maps because the maps were my idea, but the info was his. So.
And I present the information, all of it, in its entirety, as Red Fireson.
Okay, are you going to present it then?
Oh, you want me to actually do it?
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, and then Scandalon?
I met with the high priestess at the temple, and she did recognize the symbol. It appears it is infernal. It's a infernal magic symbol.
We did
powered usually powered by a devil of some sort. And as we discovered on our own, not directly harmful to anyone unless it is touched or damaged. However, and kind of goes along perhaps with the information that you have gathered, it's most often used as a form of corporate warfare.
Well,
to target businesses of different sort and drive them of their livelihood, i.e. their cash, their profits, their viability.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I found some very interesting information up here myself. It appears that early on, there were a lot of fraud cases, and Mr. Mayhem unfortunately had to put some sort of magical clause that only he could control because, oh yeah, you got to whatever. That you couldn't make fraud claims. So he's gone. People can do fraud claims again. So we have demons that are looking to defraud Water Davian Farms.
Or, to be fair, they may be trying to target other small businesses so that they can corner a market. Or it may be us. So what we thought we'd do is go to the other insurance companies and ask their records keepers to do their same research that we've done in a CSI-like montage so that we can just collect information.
Red is taking notes, and he writes CSI in his notes, and he's like, "What? It doesn't. What is that an acronym for?"
It's an acronym for Metaplay.
For
Corporate
curious
scientific investigation.
insurance. No. Curious.
I think Scandalon got it.
Yeah, I wanted to get there with. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I like that idea. I like a montage. I like a good montage.
This is quite a first day to. I'm already into corporate espionage, and that's incredible.
Yeah, okay, so technically as the head of HR, I cannot condone corporate espionage, but also I am the head of HR, so I can kind of do whatever I want, so,
Well, we
Since
are
you
not
want to-
doing espionage.
Technically, we're
Per
trying
se.
to stop corporate espionage, so it's really
Exactly.
okay.
Corporate counter espionage.
Mm-hmm.
that makes it okay.
The old
You're just,
Technically,
Chapter 11, Section 2, Paragraph 5.
2 wrongs to make a right.
Okay.
that's how it works.
So
But 3 rights make a left.
So there are a number of other insurance companies in Waterdeep. There is All City, which has already been mentioned. There is Cityside Insurance. There is Peasants Insurance. There is WAICO, WAICO. And there is Regressive.
I'll take regressive because I like that.
yeah.
Yeah, so Regressive has their offices in the Trade Ward, not too far from where you are, so you can absolutely go there if you'd like to pay a visit.
We're doing this above board at first, correct? And if they don't let us in, I can use my mask.
Well, ideally, yes, but ideally the goal is that we should go in and instead of asking to see their records, which would definitely not be appropriate, we should simply ask them to look and then put the general locations of those places, if they have any applicable clients, on a map.
I see.
And then we'll transfer their information, if they have any, to our master map.
Excellent. I'm learning a lot today, too. Still got a wicked headache, though.
Happens to everyone on their first day.
I wonder if Shafafana can fix that for you.
I've asked.
Interplanar travelers often have a lot of capabilities.
That's what I said. Shafafana was like, no, we don't. What are you talking about? And then said a bunch of words I don't understand, but...
Well, it happens. Not everybody has every skill, I guess.
Yeah.
And I glance sort of disappointed at the space just to his left.
Red just goes, why are you looking there?
He's standing behind him, I guess, right?
Yeah, he's not.
One hopes.
He's to the right.
Lord.
Okay, so what were the insurance companies again? Regressive, Peasants, All City, and what were the other ones?
All City, Cityside, and
WAICO.
WAICO.
City side.
You know what's
I thought it
weird
was
about this
wide.
is that I live in LA, and on Wilshire is the insurance corridor where all the big insurance companies like have buildings. It's just really a weird coincidence.
So yes, you guys are going to Regressive first, you said?
I like that name, so we're going there.
Okay. Regressive's building is a little bit cheerier than Waterdavian Farms is. It doesn't look quite so oppressive from the outside. It is a slightly bigger building with 5 floors to Waterdavian Farms is 3. When you go in, the reception area is very average. Like, there's like a fake potted plant in the corner. There's like some like broadsheets and magazines, but they're like the not so good ones that you don't really want to read, that are scattered on a little table. There are some chairs in here and like a waiting area, but they don't look.
They've got Tressum fancy, but it's from like 6 months ago.
Yeah, and and the chairs don't really look that comfortable. Like, they're a little bit threadbare, and they have a receptionist sitting behind the desk who looks up at you when you come in and says, "Welcome to Regressive Insurance. How can I help you today?"
Hi.
I look at.
I'm Mildred Crabtree, and these are my colleagues. We're with Waterdavian Farm, and we have an interesting situation that might be affecting you as well. We hope not, of course. But we wondered if we might talk to the person in your records room. We don't want to see the records, but we would like to ask their help in identifying potential issues that may affect all of us.
The receptionist looks very nervous and says, "I'm not sure I can allow that. You are a competitor, and according to Waterdavian Farm business law and like anti-competitive strictures, I'm not sure I can really let you in."
Is there someone we can speak to? This is a possibility of fraudulent claims coming in that could do severe financial damage to not only us, but every single insurance company within Waterdeep.
I mean,
And as a matter of fact, I think it would be a wonderful idea if we didn't get you in any trouble at all. So we'd appreciate being able to talk to someone higher up that would be able to make such a decision.
Are you asking if you could speak to her manager?
No, I'm suggesting that I have trouble for her. I'm not Karen.
the
I don't even have that haircut.
continues to look uncomfortable. It says, "I'm afraid the only person I can really recommend that you speak to is our general counsel."
That would be
That
fine.
would be, yes.
That'd be fine. Yeah. Also, hi, Poppy Pendergast. I am one of the higher ups in the company. I am the head of human resources for Waterdavian Farms. This is above board as per our policies. It is it's just a fact-finding situation. So I do guarantee from our side this is perfectly legal.
Okay. Let me go. Let me go talk and see if the general counsel is available to speak with you. Will you wait here for a moment, please?
Actually,
Most certainly, madame.
could I use your bathroom?
Yeah, the water closet is over there.
Thank you. I'm going to glance around. Is there a staircase also visible from that general direction?
Yeah, so there are some offices, some doors that probably lead back deeper into the building behind her, as well as their own levitator, which is what she goes and gets in very quickly.
Okay. But there are stairs, and is there a directory?
There's no directory, but there...
On her desk now that she's left it?
No, there's no directory there either.
Okay.
Am I seeing people, employees of Regressive, enter and exit?
A few. It's not really the time of day where you'd expect to see a lot. Like,
I just need a few. I'm mentally taking note in case I need to disguise self.
yeah, there are a couple wandering in.
And I'll be trying to make my best guess as to who would be the highest, up in the company if I can, just based on
Like what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to do. You can tell by like the quality of their clothing and like the formality of what they're wearing, probably who is higher up in the company. Yeah, so you see, 3 or 4 maybe go by.
Okay. Excellent.
And last thing, did we remember to engage the Receptionist and Record Keepers Network by talking to Edie and to our own receptionist? Or did we just sort of forget that because we got called to HR?
Edie promised that she would say something to her cousin who works at All City.
Okay.
But you did not ask Edie or say that you were going to ask Edie to talk to anyone she knows at any of these other companies.
Okay.
So
We can save that as a trump card
Sure.
if this doesn't work.
Don't say Trump, please. Don't say Trump.
a few minutes go by. After which
I know, right?
the receptionist returns with a half orc who's dressed in like a very nice suit.
Oh, here it comes.
Tell me more about this pork and a
Probably has a type. Who
Is it Poppy or is it Hannah?
both. She returns with a half orc who's wearing a very nice suit, and he's very like. All of his hair is like trimmed very, very neatly. His horns are like nicely polished. Like he looks very nicely done up. And he comes over.
Waxes.
Yeah, and he comes over to the 4 of you, and says, "I'm told that you are representatives from our competitor Waterdavian Farm. Is that correct?"
I will walk up and I will hold up my hand and it's not more like this, it's more like this because I'm floating. I'll actually like float a little bit farther up and then so I'm like on eye level with them. And I will hold out my hand and go, Poppy Pendergast, head of HR from Waterdavian Farms. It's nice to meet you. And you are?
He says, my name is Xanar. I am general counsel for Regressive.
Does he have a ring on his left hand?
He has a ring on his right hand. It looks like some kind of class ring.
Good to know. Okay. I go, so unfortunately we find ourselves in a difficult situation, and I do realize that with the competitors, and then we're run by an eldritch entity and whatnot. So there appears to be an issue where there might be some cases of magical fraud going on, and it poses a real danger not just to our company but to other companies, and I would really like to know if you kind of have any recent issues or claims or a history of that, more recent, because we would love to be on top of that, so both you and both us can be on top of any situation that might be happening.
He says, unfortunately, giving out information about fraud claims is rather sensitive.
Well, we can give you information about our most recent fraud claim if that's sort of an issue there. We can trade those information, so mutually assured destruction and all that.
We don't actually suggest trading information on the cases themselves. All we'd like is to share a map with you of locations, general locations.
But I do actually suggest that. She doesn't.
And see if your records person is willing to do a little research, not us, within your files to see if they can fill in some blanks for us as to likely locations where these things have happened.
There appears to be some sort of arcane, infernal connection with a number of cases.
I show them the map. It's a very simple, not at all precise map, but We would just like general locations and areas. We don't need to know addresses or names or case details or anything.
I'm just trying to be real cute and real personable, honestly, to get him.
I show him the unmarked map.
He picks up the map and takes a quick look at it. I would need to get some special permission from our executive team in order to share this with you. I'm sure you.
Of course.
You understand that this is very, very sensitive.
Absolutely.
I will cast Charm Person.
Okay.
That's not a terrible idea at all.
What type of saving throw is that?
That is a Wisdom saving throw.
All right.
If I
There
distract
goes
this
that.
person, can I distract him from the fact that a spell is being cast? Can I assist this?
How would you go about doing that?
As he's casting the spell, I would say, we'd just like to leave you this map.
And just like drag his eyes away.
Yes.
Just in front of his.
To give him disadvantage on that save?
Okay. Yes, you can do that.
Yes.
Nice.
Well,
Honky dice.
with that disadvantage, I rolled a natural 1. So,
Your BFFs forever. In fact, he also likes Shafafana.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like staying in the background, and then I go, wait, what was his name again? Zanzor? I would have
his
Xanar.
name is Xanar.
Xanar. Hey, buddy, Red Fireson. How you doing? Went to school together.
We did?
Yeah. Oh, you don't remember? You were always with the cool kids, so I don't blame you. Yeah.
Oh, he's slick.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I'm sorry. It's good to see you. How have you been?
Yeah, man, it's been so long. I've been great. I was doing the adventuring life for a while there, and now I'm just kind of trying to settle down and got myself a job. It's actually my first day. But anyways, yeah, we're really trying to get this figured out for the sake of our whole industry. If all of us go down, it's not obviously not good for any of us. So, like my colleague Mildred said, we don't need any specifics, just a general area. And I remember I let you copy my test a few times. I don't know if you remember that. It wasn't a big deal. I was kind of like, I don't know if I should do it. And then you were very persuasive and nice to me and introduced me to a few of your friends. It was very kind of you.
Yeah. Shame.
Yeah. Okay, look. I'll do the best that I can, all right? And if I'm able to get any information, make sure that it's on the up and up, and everyone here is okay with it. But if possible, I will get you. I will get you what I can.
Thank you so much. That's all we ask. It's nothing, we're not asking for specifics and names or anything like that. It's just general information. You'd be really helping us out here, and I'd owe you one. You ever need to copy off a test again? I'm your guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's precious. I love him. Let's keep him forever.
Okay. Yeah, can I have that map, please?
Yeah.
Here you are, sir. And thank you so much. And again, we don't want you to get in any trouble or give any information that would be sensitive, just the most general outlines possible.
Yeah, and if you can, hurry, that'd be great. It's not hopefully it won't take longer than an hour. But.
Yeah, we don't want we don't want what happened to us to happen to any of your employees. And I show him my necrotic damaged hand from earlier.
Yeah.
It's not fully healed, not by a long shot. We'd like to save your employees a lot of pain.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to get it for you in an hour, but
Oh, okay.
but you know, give me like a day maybe.
That would be so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I will reach out to you if I am able to get anything.
Thank you very much for your assistance.
I scribble Red's name on one of my business cards and put it down. Scratch my name out.
Okay.
And I hand Red some of mine to tide you over until you get
Thank
yours.
you.
And get those to him next week. Aww.
Thank you. And Red's realizing, like, this spell fades off in an hour, and this guy's going to have my name in writing, so there's no chance he'll forget about it. All right. Yeah.
So Xenar will take the map and disappear.
I think you were muting yourself a little bit.
Yeah, your mic went out.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
We heard disappear back into.
And where are we going next, gang?
Well, Edie's friend works at All City. So let's try there next. And then if that goes well, we'll ask that records keeper to speak to someone at Peasants.
Sounds good.
And so on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's take the side entrance this time. Employee entrance, if they'll let us. Can't imagine they wouldn't.
So I cast Charm Person on Xander, and
That was a charm spell?
yeah, and that's gonna wear off in an hour. So
He's gonna totally know you did that.
Yeah.
Can you teach me that? Because I was striking out just cold, and I'm usually really good with half orcs. Like that was just like,
Yeah.
She is really good with that.
I can do my best. I mean, it's not really something I
charmed him.
Yeah, I charmed him, but it's not something that I learned. It's just something I do.
You do seem really personable.
Oh, thank you. I think so, but sometimes people need a little encouragement to see the charm. And
Poppy.
So wait. When you do magic, something terrible doesn't happen? Like as soon as you do magic?
Well, Shafaf, no, she's not referring to you. Shafafana just thought you were referring to Shafafana.
Oh, no, I'll show you. And then I cast grease in the middle of the road. I just cast grease everywhere.
Oh, thanks. Do you get it on all of us too?
Just all over the...
I don't think...
Let me show you what I mean.
Take cover.
It's not too big of an area.
It is when she does it.
This is my most cast spell.
Grease is a good one. I like it.
Grease.
So roll a d10. D20. Okay. That is a 2.
Oh boy.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
So now the D10, correct? D100. So, okay, 2 D10. Let's do one of my gay dices and then my, not gay dices. Actually, oh no, I have 2 gay dices here. We can do the gay dices.
My dex is a 12. Okay.
That is a 51. 88. I cast grease. See what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Like, that's what happens when I cast magic. That doesn't happen to you?
You cast Grease Fly?
Yes, the dreaded flying grease spell.
Sometimes she casts freeze blue.
Is he just keeps going up?
An hour? 10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I'm gonna go. Oh, does he die? Good. I like look at that and I go,
I think I've broken my leg. Please send help.
I think we should go.
Very badly hurt.
He's fallen and he can't get up.
we should
The
go
bone
back.
is sticking. Yeah.
Okay.
Austin Powers.
Quick.
Heal him.
We should go.
To help us avoid liability suit, I go over and lay hands on him for healing. I will give him about 20 points of healing to try to heal his leg so he can walk. Yeah, that's what I figured. Are you okay? Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to run away in the background, and I just slide through the grease.
All right.
You're not floating?
Just be careful.
Oh
there
no, you're
have
right. I
been,
can float, so never mind. Forget that.
I tell the gentleman, just be careful. So there have been reports of spontaneous flight happening in to various people throughout town. Make sure that if it happens to you again, make sure you stay low enough so that way, when it wears off, you can land safely. Do I need to roll a deception on that?
I think you could have converted him. I think if you would have
Praise be to Helm.
I'm very obviously wearing a holy symbol of Helm on me, so I would imagine most people in Waterdeep would recognize it for what it is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. May Helm be with you, good sir.
So Poppy,
Does he slip in the grease on the way out?
Oh, that's rough.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This is why I'm
That's
here.
rough.
Yay!
You're welcome.
Oh.
Praise be to chaos.
And then when he falls, I yell at him, "Hey, sir, you seem very accident prone. Would you be interested in some insurance?"
Not that we're not in sales. We're not in sales. We're not in sales.
No, but if I can do, I get a commission, don't I? On any?
Nope.
No, only salespeople get commissions.
Oh,
We get more clients, and that's great. But we're not in sales, and if we say the wrong thing and someone gets upset with us, we're not covered for that.
I need insurance.
I've already gotten rid of one liability case for us. Let's not tempt fate and create another.
Fair enough.
Technically, that wasn't liability because he just started floating. Could have happened to anyone. Is there a rogue wizard around here? It probably is Waterdeep.
Anyway,
Scandalon makes a note during his devotions this evening to do some extra penance for the bald-faced lie he just told.
Wearing a hair shirt.
Oh,
isn't hanging around with us enough penance?
that's true.
This is not penance. This is a holy mission.
Should we truncate the rest of this in the interest of time? Or should we go to literally every other insurance company in the city? Mm-hmm. No, we're not. That's the thing. We're not.
Location is extrapolatable to customer based on the property.
If we had a really super accurate map, that would be true. But we have a little tourist cartoony map. It's
yeah.
A dot on a map like that could be anywhere within like 6 blocks. Cool.
Okay.
Maybe Poppy knows a guy at another place.
And we have the possible secretary network.
I might also recognize either a receptionist or a records person at some of these places.
Well, I think Red would suggest using his disguise mask of many faces if we all got shut down at each place. Unless you guys didn't think that would be a good idea, we can nix that.
Let's see how good our results are first before taking such a drastic, invasive maneuver.
We can also investigate the dock ward where I found that information about arson.
Yes.
Yeah,
that would not be a bad idea.
Well, the funny thing about the dock ward is I know a couple guys there. So, we can, it'll be good, it's fine. I have family that works out that way illegally. So it'll be okay. It's great. It's fine. I used to play out there when I was a kid when my dad was doing things.
Oh, great. Let's do that.
So if we went to each of these places, it would take us roughly an hour at each place. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a work day, right?
Yeah, that's a full day right there.
So we would have to.
Mm-hmm.
So should we do the docks at night or should we do the docks tomorrow?
I would say do it first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I've got a headache that you wouldn't believe that just keeps getting worse, so.
What do you say we call it a day?
Yeah, let's call it a day.
I think that I can start seeing his eyes twitching, and that doesn't seem good. So I think you need some potassium there, bud.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely
Well,
How many fingers am I holding up?
a W.
He's not wrong. So we're gonna let that slide.
whereabouts do you live? One of us should walk you home.
I haven't. This is Jake talking. I haven't even the slightest. The northern part of Waterdeep, the rich area. Can I say that? Can I just say where I live? Cool. I live in the Seawood. The Seawood.
Oh, really? Do you come from money?
I was relatively successful adventuring.
Cool. Well, I'll walk you, and if Poppy and Scandalon want to walk you too, you shouldn't necessarily. Do you have someone to go home to? Family?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then we'll leave you in their care. You and Shafafana.
Shafafana, let's go.
Do.
Can I look real hard to see if I can see Shafafana as he leaves?
Hey, question for meta gaming. When you cast detect magic, does that also light up infernal beings and other planar beings? Okay. So would that detect magic spell have also highlit Red because he was under a magical effect?
Which magical effect?
When we were
The magically induced madness.
Yeah.
Oh.
The effect is not. Okay. Cool. Okay. This actually relieves me because I was like, oh my goodness, we should have been role playing differently all day. And this is not the case. I feel much better. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that Contact Other Plane is just randomly dialing a number to eldritch beings and just like seeing what you get?
Hello,
Twitter. It's Twitter.
Beep, 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 beep,
It's Twitter.
Yeah.
It's Twitter. It's Twitter.
It's
Our
insane.
operators are all busy right now. Please hold, and a celestial being will respond to you at their earliest convenience.
Yeah, I guess it could be a celestial being.
Oh God, I got Metatron. Oh Jesus. He just talks forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, once again, on Twitter, if I could remember to log in, you would find me there as I am Cintu. And on Mondays, my other stream is Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which starts at approximately 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And we are on the Fox and Penguin Show. All one word. That's our Twitch channel. And that's where I'm playing a goblin rogue. She's a frickin' delight.
I'm Jake Friday. You can find me on Twitter at Jake Friday and Instagram at Jake of the Friday. You can find me next week. I'm not sure if we'll stream it, but we will definitely release it in podcast form and on YouTube on the Venture Ventures channel. If we do stream it, that is the name of the channel, but we will be playing Descent into Avernus. I will be DMing. And yeah, I get to,
That's cool.
negotiate infernal contracts and shove loopholes in there and then torture players. So, it could be worse. But that's the name of the game in Avernus. So,
Yes.
if you're interested, next week, Monday at 7 p.m.
Monday.
All right, I'm Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye, here on Twitch and other social media things other than Facebook. I don't use that one at all. Tomorrow night on my channel will be our weekly Skyrim serial, where we're currently doing a series called The Dark Thalmor. Remember, the Thalmor is busy on orders of the Ambassador Ellenwyn trying to collect as many Daedric artifacts as he can to help them in possibly battling the Imperials, and along the way may have a little run-in with a group called the Dark Brotherhood. Saturday night, 7 p.m. on my channel is Saving Throw Wrestling, where various DMs, GMs, and RPG players from across Twitch meet in the wrestling ring that we nicknamed the Dice Tray.
Mhm.
This coming Saturday, I'm going to repeat the matches that I did for CageCon this past weekend because I had some technical issues. So a number of the Saving Throw players are actually going to go against opponents that they have chosen from Critical Role. Both campaign 1 and campaign 2. They picked who they wanted to go after, and they will be going at it, including a Hell in the Cell match, a no holds bar match, and and we even have some cross gender matches, guys against gals. So that'll be happening at 7 p.m. Sunday night, 7 p.m. on Tales from the Grim. I am doing my joined Trill Science Officer for Star Trek Continuing Missions. And then my other streams, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m., I'm on Fellowship of the Tables, where I'm playing a vastly less experienced paladin by the name of Althanael. Actually going for the Pat Buttram voice there for him on that, as we go through Runes of the Rise of the Rune Lords, which is actually a Pathfinder module that the DM has converted to D&D 5th edition. And that's where you can find me hiding at. Otherwise, Cancer Cleric by day, RPG fanboy by night.
Hey, Hannah, Asbestos Tito's over on Discord, on on Twitter, Miss Murphy on Instagram. I am not streaming anything right now. However, I will be in November out in Austin doing the Night in Question LARP. So if you're going to see there, gonna be great. Really excited. Never LARP before, so that's gonna be a thing. But other than that, I got peace. Good cosplays.
What?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.